The chapter is really about the process of deciding how much water to allocate to the environment in the Murray-Darling Basin. And this involves, in the current reform process, this involves setting sustainable diversion limits. Sustainable diversion limits are the volume of water that can be extracted from the Murray-Darling Basin without compromising the key environmental assets that we've decided to protect. The problem with this is that we're using one single volume of water to determine environmental flow or environmental water requirements for hundreds of complex and unique ecosystems. We need to start by discussing what environmental objectives we're hoping to meet, instead of looking only at a volume of water in terms of sustainable diversion limits. And doing this will allow us to implement an adaptive management strategy where we can learn how best to meet environmental objectives. We've been trying to move to an adaptive management program in the past in a number of different catchments throughout the Murray-Darling Basin. But the problem has been that we don't have sufficient investment in monitoring and in evaluation of the data that's been collected, nor are we collecting the data in a standardised way. So we're not getting information over long periods of time that we can use to inform the effectiveness of the environmental flows that we've been delivering. The first thing we need to be able to do is to set environmental objectives at a level of specificity that allows on-the-ground management decisions about water allocation to be made. So far, the Water Act sets environmental objectives from international environmental agreements that cover broad generalisations, and they're a really good starting point, but we haven't yet got to the point where we've got specific enough objectives to be able to make on-the-ground decisions about how to use environmental water and how to use it effectively. The final version of the Basin Plan is due to be tabled in Parliament any time in the coming few months. And once that happens, the Minister signs off on it, and provided it passes through the Parliament, it'll be signed into law, and that means that the Murray-Darling Basin Authority can begin to move or can begin to finalise environmental water purchases, investments in irrigation efficiency, and begin the process of managing environmental water as set out by the Basin Plan. So our recommendations are really looking at the next step once the Basin Plan has passed through Parliament and has been agreed on by all of the relevant stakeholders, to look at how environmental objectives are set and to really improve the way that the broad management objectives of the Basin Plan are turned into on-the-ground strategy.